So this year I turned the big 4-5. There's this thing that's going around as a trend that's called 6-7. If your kids are young and teenagers, then say 6-7 to them. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, why you say that? But anyway, this is my job to keep y'all hip.
Okay, let's get into it.
If you're a woman creating in your 40s, the longer you wait to treat your creativity like a serious asset, the more time you donate to the algorithm for free. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a clear plan, a sustainable pace, and boundaries that protect your energy and your IP. To stop overthinking your content. Start by creating content that just feels natural and feels freeing to you. Respond to other things that are going on in the market. Talk about trends. Just make the content that you feel like should be out there that you don't see, right? So stop overthinking it. Stop thinking that it has to be some long drawn out plan, some well-written script, and just start creating content to see what your audience responds to. Because number one thing I'm gonna tell you about the algorithm, about your audience, they're gonna tell you what they want more of, but it's up to you to actually put it out there and then get the feedback from them, and they'll tell you exactly what direction to go in. So you may even start and you may have the well-written script, the professional pictures, you're doing all the things that you think you should do, and then it flops. And you're like, well, what happened? You didn't consult your audience first. So the first thing you need to do is just to start creating. Just start creating content and see exactly what your audience responds to. This is your make it or break it year. So into your 40s, you have to decide where you're going to take this to and how you're going to move this up to the next level, right? We only get a certain amount of time on this dear planet that we're on. And if you can literally sit down and just talk to a camera, but know that on the other end, it's going to reach a heart of an actual individual, the beating heart of an actual individual, and you can make money by doing this, then what are you waiting for? All right. The fact that we can go onto Canva and put words on a document and sell that is just mind-boggling to me every day. So really define exactly how you're going to make this year your all out. I'm gonna just put it out there. I'm gonna get started. I'm going to move forward with the thing. I'm gonna start putting my thoughts and my images out there, or my creativity out there. You got 99 problems, but guess what? Sleep better not be one, okay? Make sure that you're protecting your sleep and your rest. Now, let me just tell you that if you are the type of person that is always continuously running, you're always doing things for others, you're always making sure that the kids are taken care of. Maybe if you have a significant other, then your husband is being taken care of, right? Or your spouse, you're out and you're doing all the things, right? You're just making everything move. You're making sure your family's taken care of, your mom and your dad and your grandparents, your siblings, everybody, the family, everybody calling you, hey, we need this. Oh, we doing this birthday. Oh, then we going on this cruise. Oh, we doing it. And everybody looking at you like, are you gonna plan it? Make sure you protect your peace. Make sure you protect your sleep. Go to bed. If no one has told you in the last couple of months, and last couple of weeks, last couple of days, go to bed, go to sleep. Okay, there's a saying that my husband does and my kids do. They're like, Mom, it's time for you to go to sleep. Get off and go to sleep. Because what we do, and especially if you are a driven individual like I am, and you might have just a tad bit of ADHD, just a tad bit, just a little bit, then you are always like constantly like, okay, let's make some moves, let's do it, where we going, what we doing, how we making this stuff move across. But you also have to make sure that you're getting rest, because your body can't continue to help others if you laid out on the floor, if you are in the ER, right? If you're in the emergency room, then how are you going to help others? You can't. The real luxury and authority is in building your own platform. Now, I know that I talk a lot about utilizing Instagram, utilizing TikTok, utilizing YouTube, Facebook, all of the different platforms, and pulling people in, right? But those are your drivers. Those are where you're going to grab the traffic from. But you also want to make sure that you own some piece of intellectual property somewhere. There is this saying that Gary Vee put together he said something towards the effect of, we are moving from being content creators to intellectual property owners. And I believe that 120% fold over, right? You need to be creating content on your own platform, a platform that you own, but also gathering people and putting putting them on your email list, where you own your list, because we are renting these platforms. We are working in partnership with these platforms, right? And that's why I'm so avid about people being monetized and making sure that you're making money, because you're working in partnership, baby. Okay, this ain't a, oh, I'm using your platform, you using me. No, this is a exchange happening here. This is a partnership, right? I'm giving you content, in return you give me monies, or you give me access or ways for me to generate money and to monetize myself. And that is what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're building your own platform. You have a show, you have a podcast, you have a YouTube channel, you have some type of platform that you're building that's centered around you. And I would say personal brand, as well as some that may not have your personal brand attached to it at all. So do them both, right? But make sure that you have something that is attached to you that you can go in and show up and people just pay you for your presence. These aren't your middle years. These are your prime years. These are the times where you're looking at, I've lived a little life. I've done all these things. I now have really great expertise that I can teach the next generation afterwards, but I also got so much to learn, right? So there's not only all this wealth and depth and knowledge that you have, but also going forward, so much for you to learn. I'm gonna tell you something. One of the things that I absolutely love doing in my downtime, in my learning time that I have, in my wealth building time, is listening to younger YouTubers, I should say. These younger YouTube guys, they got the game on lock, okay? As much as I love a good Gary V, I'm gonna tell you, there is some YouTubers out here. There's some, my hair is driving me crazy. There are some young guys out here that are killing it and giving out all of the sauce of how they're doing it, right? And you can learn a lot from just their gumption, from their excitement about the platforms, and they're just overall yes, I'm making money, and their enthusiasm, and the fact that they don't have our 90s and 80s loom over the head. Oh, don't you post that. They don't have that, right? They really, truthfully, to a certain extent, don't have any fear. I literally just watched a video that my son showed me of a guy who had taped himself on the ceiling. I'm gonna put the picture right here. I'm only gonna take a picture. I ain't gonna put the video. Taped himself on the ceiling so that he could do a prank video on his grandma. Okay, now this is in another country, I'm not sure where, but he put himself on the ceiling, and the guys in the spirit of making a good video. Okay, and here we won't even sit down and share expertise that we know somebody could help and use and inspire them and help them and possibly even save a life with our content. We'd be like, I don't know. And this dude taped himself to the ceiling. Right? So once again, we have so much to learn. We have all this expertise and knowledge, but we have so much to learn moving forward as well. So this isn't our middle years, it's our golden years, right? This is our authority years. Create to reach your potential and not your worth. Ooh, if this is not a word. Your work is not a reference DM on your value. Detach identity from performance and you'll create bolder content. Similarly to what I just said before about the YouTuber who went ahead and taped himself on the top of his grandma's ceiling, right? Detach yourself from this understanding that you don't have any potential, that you have to prove it, that you have to prove that you're worth something. And I think that that also is a deep-rooted and deep-seated belief that we got from the past, is that we have to prove something, right? We have to prove that we've done X, Y, and Z, right? We have to show proof of everything. And I heard someone say this, and I can't remember if it was on YouTube or TikTok, but they said something towards the effect that they took it back to when we were in grade school, when the teacher would say, show your work. And so the whole time we've been going through our lives with this whole thought of this idea that we always have to show our work to show that we did some work. And then that instilled in us that we have to work, right? We have to show it. Show exactly how I got there. Let me show you So then that just shows that and proves that I'm valuable when you're already valuable to begin with, right? You know, and it ain't about showing your work. You got the answer, right? That's the answer, right? It's not about showing how you got there, right? So understanding that doesn't apply to life, right? That applies to maybe simple math that you want to show and make so the teacher know you didn't cheat it. That's what that's about. That has something to do with something completely different, but it has nothing to do with the actual value of the human and the individual. Track weekly, post published, watch time, saves, email growth, leads, and revenue by offer. This is a huge one for us ADHDers, okay? Us folks that like to go out here and start a million things and create a whole bunch of products. That is a huge one for us. It's really hard to do as well. But you have to start to invest into it because it gives you an overall understanding of where you are and then helps you understand how close you are to where you want to then be, right? And identify the goal that you absolutely want to hit at some point. Right. What I did is I started to realize that I have a podcast that I never look at how many downloads I have, how many people are listening, anything. All right. And when I went back and took a look at it, I'm like, oh, I actually made a couple dollars off the podcast and hadn't known it was in there. Okay. And I guess the way Spotify does it, it doesn't send it to you. You have to tell it to send it to you. So you should be going back, not only for the monetization, but also to look at your analytics to see which posts are performing really well, how you want to move forward with those posts so you know what to create. Like I said before, your audience is going to tell you what to create. That's why when you first get started, it's really important for you to just post content. Don't matter what it is, just start, putting some things out there, and then you develop a strategy once you've identified who you're talking to. Now, if you've paid a lot of money to a coach should have already told you this, and you should already have your target market. So disregard the whole posting anything, because you should know exactly who you're talking to already. But if you have not paid a coach or anyone to help you with any of that, then you definitely want to kind of see what sticks and see what you actually like. Because you might sit down to record content and you're taking it and you're like, okay, all right, I got the script. Okay, got the camera. All right, I got my microphone back. Okay, cool. All right. So you start recording, you getting into it, you reading the script, and you like, yeah, no. And so you also too want to go ahead and start to create content and start to post, because you want to see what you actually like and what you enjoy doing. It's no reason for you to sit down and do content creation and you absolutely hate it. You can go work a job and do that. You can go work a job and absolutely hate it. But when you create content, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be like, yes, here we go. Right? I don't know why I'm thinking of 7 Doors. The 7 Doors. Hi ho, hi ho. And it should be off to work, right? Because it's technically your business is content creation, but you get what I'm saying, right? Or maybe we should sing Rihanna. Work, 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 work. Right? Have fun with it, is what I'm saying. All right. What you measure gets monetized. It's absolutely true. What you measure and what you understand, that's what you can monetize, because you start to see where your numbers are inflecting. You start to see where people are reaching out, which content gets people to reach out. So you can do more of that and stick with it. Build a creation sanctuary. Batch days, have quiet hours, shot list, templates. When you sit down, your creativity becomes automatic, right? When you have all of those things into place, we talked a little bit about scheduling and making sure that you have certain things into place. All of those things are important. For a lot of the clients that I speak to within our AI concierge, they have never even had a shot list ever in their time in creating content. You, my friend, need a shot list. And that shot list is going to tell you which shots you should take and how they're going to be used within your content. If you do any speaking, if you are a book author, if you are a coach or some type of expert, or you do consulting, when you go out to create content or to deliver a keynote or you're promoting your book, have a shot list ready to go. You can go on ChatGPT and just grab one. I'm a digital media strategist. I know how to go in there and find the correct types of shot lists, because you also can go get a wrong shot list, but another time, another video. You want to make sure that the shot list matches your content mix and that you can utilize that shot list within your content. And that is just evergreen content. You can use it over and over and over again. That's why I absolutely love a good shot list. When you are sitting down to create content, if you can try to get in your morning run, a morning walk before you start to create content, it really is beneficial to your on-camera presence. I always also say with on-camera presence, you want to make sure that you smile. Even if it's a forced smile, smile and see how much that changes your environment. It changes the way that you show up on camera. It changes the way that you speak directly to the camera as well. So I'm going to put that together. Walk and smile. Walk and smile. Walk and smile. Right? Put those two together. Even if you have to force it, you find that you'll eventually start laughing at yourself because you're like, oh Lord, I probably look like I am losing my everlasting mind. I lose my marbles, my meatballs, okay? But no one's around, no one can see it. And if you do have like a camera crew there, you find that the energy of the room just goes up. It goes 10 to 20 times higher because you're then creating an environment where things start to flow and it's not so tight and rigid. I don't know why, but for some reason, whenever there's a recording happening, everybody is on edge. As soon as a camera is presented and a red light goes on, everybody's like, even the people behind the camera, you ain't even on camera and you looking like that, right? So even the cameraman, you gotta change that energy. And so whenever I'm recording, whenever I'm in a space, whether it's myself that I'm in front of the camera, or if I'm behind the camera and I'm directing, producing, or like just putting people in place and just telling them where to go, or we're creating content with the client, I always try to ask a funny question or just like change the mood. And you could just see people just go from this to yeah, you see the change almost immediately. You see the shift in the vibe, in the flow. And you also see the guests start to relax. And then now they're just like, hey, yeah, they're talking, they're having fun, and they're creating content. So that is my tip to you. Make sure that you're bringing and infusing some type of element of fun or laughter. You ask a funny question, you say a funny joke. You guys watch a little funny skit, or, hey, have you seen this one? Pull up something on TikTok. I don't know. Let's go pull up funny little AI, like the little AI babies on TikTok and on YouTube. There's no reason for it, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Walk after filming or editing. It will help fix more creative problems than overthinking will. Now, this one is a huge one for me. I do a lot of walking because I find that when I go and walk, I'm able to clear my mind. Believe me, I'm still thinking. The wheels are still turning now. The wheels don't stop turning. But I get to be in nature. I do deep breathing exercises. I also speak to God. I have a conversation with God. I bond. I pray sometimes. So it really is important for you to get out, get into nature in any way, shape, or form that you do it, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be a walk. It can be a run. It could be you going to a pond. I like to be around water a lot as well. So finding that time to kind of be centered and be around water and hear water sounds or hear the wind blow through the trees. When you start to take in all of the different elements that are outside in the environment and you start to breathe that in and just feel. How long has it been since you just felt, since you just listened, and you just are appreciative and have gratitude for the things that are around you and surround you every day, the beauty of all of it, right? And so that's why it's really important, especially as a creative person. And if you're a content creator, you're absolutely creative. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you saying, I'm not creative. Yes, you are. You are. Right? And so you need that time, especially as a creative, because our brain brings up 50 million trillion ideas all the time. We always got something going on. You have to find a way to calm yourself and to center yourself. The only 5 supplements a content creator needs: a good mic, decent lighting, a content calendar, a repurposing system, and an email service. Being fancy, being overproduced, all that stuff comes later. And also, there's some different supplements that I actually use. I'm going to go ahead and link those in the comments of this video because I do think that supplements are really great. So there's one that I actually love, and I'll go ahead and put that in the comment section. It will help you with the boost of your energy. But back to this video. Hang around younger creators and seasoned operators. I think this is a bonus for real. I talked a little bit about watching younger creators, but make sure you're also creating an environment where you're bringing in a young up and coming artists or people that are content creators that are younger than you, because they have really great insight. But in addition to that, they also are looking up to you. As much as you are probably on camera, you're showing up, you might not think that too many people are watching you, or maybe you have a huge audience and you still are like, people see my videos, but they're not really doing anything. They matter. Your videos and your essence and you showing up matters to someone out there. And someone out there is looking at you like, oh my gosh, they are so dope. They are so cool, right? So really take that and use it for your best interest, right? Put it up on the wall. Whenever someone gives you those little tidbits, or you receive those videos or those DMs, take it and create a folder. Create a folder called a brag folder. So that's going to be my next one, a brag folder. Create a brag folder where you can go in those moments when you're feeling low, when you're feeling like things aren't working out, when you've gotten 50,000 rejections, when the proposal that you sent wasn't accepted, when things just kind of seem like, man, I can't catch a break. What's going on? Go into that brag folder and pull out the accolades, the news articles, the times when you've gotten awards, the times when your kids have said to you, Mom, you're so inspirational, or Mom, that was so amazing that you did that, or that's dope, you met that person, right? All of those things, put them all inside of a folder. It can be either digital or physical. However you choose to do it is up to you. You can go print them out or you can have them on the digital part. I have mine in it's not a Google Drive, but it's in Dropbox. I have mine inside a Dropbox, and I put in a lot of the different accolades and things and rewards that I've gotten, and client testimonials and clients telling me, oh my gosh, you're a lifesaver, and thank God I met you, and all these things that I've gotten, right? And when I'm in those moments and I'm feeling like, I go and I take a look at that. And you should have the same thing as well, because I know you have some things that people have said to you or have said about you that have just been like, I didn't even know nobody was paying attention. If you have kids, remember, seasons go by fast. So during the C word, I feel like my kid was super small. We were still dancing and watching Trolls, the movie, and we were, dancing with them and to the theme song. And then it feels like somebody went like that, like Thanos snap, and all of a sudden she turned into a teenager. And here she was, 15, and towering over me, and then going, Mom, I need makeup. What? I was like, wait, what happened? So as a content creator, sometimes you could be so busy in your business, you could be so busy doing things that you look back and you're like, where did the time go? What's going on? Make sure you're taking a moment to also involve your kids into your space, right? They don't have to physically be on camera. They don't have to show their faces or anything like that, but make sure they're involved in some way, shape, or form. You're telling them, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm really focusing on YouTube, or I'm diving back into Instagram, because what's going to happen is their kids are going to see your TikTok. If you are friends with any of the moms at the school, what TikTok does is it connects your contacts. And if you don't have, there's a little setting in the back end of TikTok. It used to be there, but I think they may have taken away, but you might still have it on your profile. Some people still have it on their profile, where you can untick to where it will suggest your content to your contacts. Okay. If you can untick it, because anybody that has your phone number will be able to see your TikToks. Okay. So that means the mom at the PTA meeting is going to go ahead and go on the TikTok one day. And if you've uploaded a video, she's going to see that video. And she may just show it to her son or her daughter. And the same thing goes with all of your kids' friends. They're going to log into TikTok one day, and they might just see one of your videos. So make sure that if you're creating a certain type of content, you want to make sure it's content that you're okay with them seeing, and also have a conversation with them around the type of content you're creating and why you're creating the content, because ultimately you're creating the content for them. Your kids learn from what they see. Let them watch you rest, ask for help, and charge your worth. Ooh, let me just stop and pin that one right there. They need to see you on calls asking for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for your services. If you have not had a call as of yet where you are speaking to a sponsor, a brand deal, a potential client, and you haven't asked for those amounts, I want you on your next call to think of what you can pull together, what program you can put together, what IP you might have where you could, yes, you want to make sure that that value is going to be an ROI for them as well, right? That they're getting something in exchange, but what can you offer at that level, right? Because that's what inspires them. That's what they see. You want them to be able to see that mom can make boss moves, okay? Mom is out here not only getting a little couple dollars that the Instagrams and the Facebooks are given, right? But the major checks. She is asking for what she's worth because she's identified that she's worth every single penny of it, right? Every single penny of it. And I know you have expertise that is worth every single penny. You just have to figure out how to position it in the right spaces and in front of the right people. So your 40s are your I don't give up decade. For real. Like seriously, seek feedback, ignore spectators' opinions, don't pay invoices. And that is facts. Opinions do not pay invoices at all. This should be the year that you were like, you know what? I don't give a what nobody says. I am out here. I'm going to make my money. None of these people's opinions matter because it is not paying my bill, my light bill, my car bill, my phone bill at the end of the day. It ain't putting no groceries in the cabinets, none of it. So get out here and really start to promote your services, promote what you do, and create the content that you want to create and you want to see it in the world. If you're stuck, audit your thoughts. The main thing and the main killer I see for folks who are not starting in their content creation journey, especially after 40, is that they are thinking too much about whatever. They're worrying, right? And we have to understand that worrying does nothing to us but provide extra stress and extra heaviness on our hearts. When you release things and when you open up is when things start to flow. So do the deep breathing exercises, do the meditation, take the walks, do whatever it is that you need to do. Have the self-talk conversations, do the personal development, listen to the videos and the inspirations and the motivations and all the things that you need to get you to the next level. Because in order to reach that next level and to create content in a way that's going to be monetized and actually change your complete life, and not only change your life, but change the lives of the people that are really close to you and the people that you love, is if you do it and if you take that next step and if you move forward and if you create the content that needs to be in the world, because only you can create the content that needs to be in the world, and you know exactly what that is. So if you like this video, please go ahead and leave a like, leave any comments that you have in the comment section, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.